I love investing in the US market. In fact, US stocks and ETFs make up about half of my portfolio, but those conversion fees can be very expensive for us Canadians. That's why it's so important to use the right brokerage. Hey guys, it's Adrian here, the Canadian in a t-shirt. And today, I'll break down why I use Moomoo, especially for US investing, and how they save me a ton of money in the long run. You know me, I'm a numbers guy. Yes, features are cool and exciting, but bottom line, I care about lower fees and saving me money. Cold hard numbers. That's my priority, and that's what I'm focusing on today. They're still new to Canada. I've been using Moomoo for about a year now, and it's already saving me money. I'll show you. Before we get to the fun stuff, I want to thank Moomoo for sponsoring this video, and we were able to lock in a special cash bonus for you guys to sign up, exclusive to my t-shirt audience. I've been on YouTube for 6 years, and you guys know how selective I am when choosing sponsorships. I would never take money to promote a service unless I actually use it myself, and I would never get paid to just read a script. I'm here to share my true thoughts and my real experience, both the good and the bad. So thank you to Moomoo for supporting my channel while letting me speak my mind. Does that mean that Moomoo is the best? No, I've said it many times. I don't think there is a best. Each brokerage has pros and cons. You don't have to stick to just one. I use a combination of platforms. Each serve a different use. Where Moomoo really shines is in US investing, and that's because of their super low conversion fees. Beginner investors usually get caught up on commission fees. They're immediate, they're clear. You see those fees right when you make a trade. But for us Canadians, the biggest cost to investing is actually in conversion fees, converting our Canadian dollars into US dollars, or vice versa. That's where the real money is. That's how these companies make their money off of you. And if you're not careful, it can cost you thousands of dollars. I'm not kidding. Check out my video here. I show you my numbers, and if I had used the wrong brokerage, those conversion fees would have cost me over $4,000. That's why I say, when it comes to investing, make sure you're using the right tool for the job. Don't use a hammer when you need a screwdriver. Buying Canadian stocks? Sure, use a commission-free brokerage like Wealthsimple. You'll save yourself a couple bucks on commission fees. Nothing wrong with that, but it's only free for Canadian stocks. For US stocks, you need US dollars, and that means you'll pay conversion fees. And we're not talking $1 or $2. We're talking 20 bucks, 30 bucks, even 100 bucks for large trades. I'm telling you, those conversion fees will cost you way more than any commission fee. Let's use Wealthsimple as an example. They charge a 1.5% fee every time you convert currency. Converting 1,000 bucks, they charge you 15 bucks. Converting 10,000, you'll be paying $150 in conversion fees right off the bat. That hurts. And please don't underestimate this. So what about Moomoo? Their conversion fees are incredible. It's the reason why I use them. Moomoo will only charge you 0.09% in conversion fees, plus a $2 flat fee. Let that sink in. Wealthsimple charges 1.5%. Moomoo only 0.09%. As a percentage, Moomoo is literally 15 times cheaper when converting currency. So if I have $1,000 to convert into USD, Moomoo will only cost me $3.68. Compare that to $15 with Wealthsimple. Let's go through the math. 0.09% of 1,000 gives us 90 cents. Now that $2 US flat fee is worth 278 Canadian. Adding it up, we get our total conversion cost of $3.68. What about for larger amounts? With Moomoo, the more you convert, the more you save. If we convert $10,000, we'll pay a total of $11.78. 0.09% is 9 bucks, plus the flat fee, $2 US or 278 Canadian, gives us $11.78. With Wealthsimple instead, it would cost us 1.5%. That's $150. Moomoo is literally 12 times cheaper. When I ran these numbers and saw these savings, this alone convinced me to start using Moomoo. Check out this fee comparison video from a few months ago. I include an Excel calculator for you to play around with your own numbers. And the great thing is, this currency conversion happens instantly. You don't have to wait several days like you do with Norbert's Gambit. More on that later. So it's cheap and it's fast. I'll show you in action. Here in my accounts page, you see I have $1,000 Canadian sitting as cash. Click on transfers and exchange, and here we will convert $1,000 into USD. Here you see the current exchange rate, 1.39 Canadian, and you see the conversion fees, $3.66, just like our calculation. Note, this is actually 2 cents lower than in our calculations. That's because the US dollar has dropped this past week. Lower US dollar, less fees for us. Submit the order and we will have 722 US dollars ready to trade in our US account. If you want to double check our math, try converting $10,000 to see the fees. Moomoo will only charge $11.76, just like we calculated. Compare this with Wealthsimple or another broker. That would cost us $150. As someone who invests heavily in US stocks, these conversion fees are incredible. That alone is worth giving Moomoo a shot. And it's great timing since I was able to secure a fantastic sign-up bonus for you guys, exclusive for my viewers. So make sure you use my referral link below. Sign up and deposit $500 and you'll receive a $100 cash bonus. That's already a 20% return right there. Even better, deposit $5,000 and you'll receive a $300 bonus. That's free money, so take it and invest it. And you don't have to jump through hoops. This isn't a rebate or a reimbursement. It's cash. You'll see it here in your account when you click on My Rewards. Plus, you get up to $2,000 in commission rebates for the first 60 days. Basically, you don't pay any commission fees for 2 months. Perfect chance to try out Moomoo. You can start investing with $20 or $2,000, commission free. And if you're waiting on the fence, not sure what to buy, whatever cash you have sitting in Moomoo will earn you 6% interest for 2 months. Basically, you get a 6% savings account. This is one of the best sign-up bonuses I've ever seen. Over $2,300 worth of value. Thanks to Moomoo for giving my viewers this special bonus. Click my link below and you'll see my customized landing page with Canadian in a t-shirt. That's how you know it's working. This is important. Even if you're opening a TFSA or an RRSP, you should also open a cash account in order to receive this $300 bonus. With a TFSA or RSP, the bonus won't get paid out since it takes away your contribution room. So on top of that, make sure you open a cash account, even if you just put in $10. The cash account, that's where your sign-up bonus will get paid out. Now, on top of the sign-up bonus, the $300 when you deposit $5K, you can also get a transfer bonus. This is separate, and you can collect an extra $300 if you transfer at least $10,000 in assets from your bank or your brokerage. So to get the maximum amount of free money, open an account and deposit $5K, and then transfer over $10K and you'll receive a total of $600 in cash. And any cash you transfer over will also enjoy that 6% interest for 2 months. Not a lot of brokers offer that. Whether you deposit or transfer, your cash will always be growing and beating inflation. Here's a question I get a lot. Does Moomoo support Norbert's Gambit? Technically it does, but it's not really worth it for most investors. First of all, Moomoo doesn't support DLR and DLR.U, the ETFs that are designed to track the US-Canadian exchange rate. Instead, you would have to buy a stock that's cross-listed in both US and Canadian dollars, something like TD stock. Then you could journal over those shares of TD into US dollars and then sell that. Sure, you avoid the currency conversion fees, but you'd have to wait 3 to 5 days for the journaling to complete. Plus, there's an extra layer of uncertainty since the share price of TD or any cross-listed stock can change during those 3 to 5 days of waiting. If it goes up, great. If it goes down, you lose money. My take, Norbert's Gambit would only be worth it when exchanging large sums of money. For the majority of investors, just convert currency directly with Moomoo. It will be faster and cheaper. You don't have to wait 3 days, and you only pay that super low 0.09% plus $2 fee. How does Moomoo compare to Norbert's Gambit with Questrade or National Bank? Well, it depends on the amount. Obviously, this is a sponsored video. It's not the place for a head-to-head comparison. Stay tuned for that video, but here are some quick numbers. Those brokers charge a flat fee of $9.95 for Norbert's Gambit. On Moomoo, you would have to convert $8,000 to reach $10 in conversion fees. So what does that mean? For large sums above $8,000, Norbert's Gambit is cheaper. For everyday investors converting below 8 grand, Moomoo is cheaper and it's faster. Like we saw earlier, converting $1,000 only cost me $3.68. Again, each broker has pros and cons, different tools for different uses. I'll break this down further in my upcoming comparison video. So that's the conversion fee, exchanging Canadian dollars into US dollars, or vice versa. For me, that was the game changer that convinced me to start using Moomoo. But they also have super low commission fees, both for Canadian and US stocks. Let's be fair, their commission fees are not zero. But other than the free brokers, they're some of the cheapest fees you'll find in Canada. For Canadian stocks, you'll only pay $1.50 per trade, and for US stocks, about $2. Compare this to the big banks, many of which are still charging $10 in commission fees. And note, these fees are the same for buying and selling, and for stocks and ETFs. When you trade Canadian equity, you pay $1.50 Canadian. When you trade US equity, you pay $2 USD. If you want to see the full math and granular breakdown of these fees, watch my fee comparison video. But the bottom line is this: Canadian stocks cost $1.50. US stocks cost $2. These fees are tiny and way smaller than the fees I had to pay when I started investing a decade ago. I know what you're thinking. Why pay commission fees at all? Why not go for a commission-free brokerage instead? If you're only buying Canadian stocks, I think that's fair, but for US stocks, don't forget about the conversion fees. Paying $2 in commission fees when I actually buy a stock is way better than paying $20 or $100 in conversion fees. At least for me, those rock bottom conversion fees more than make up for a $2 commission. But it's a personal choice, whichever one works for you. Back to my Moomoo account, remember I converted my currency and now I have 743 US dollars ready to trade. I'm going to buy one of my favorite US dividend stocks, Coca-Cola, so I can afford to buy 10 shares. And just to show you guys, you see the standard commission fee of $1.99 USD. If I was buying a Canadian stock, it would be $1.50. So I sent order and there we go, I spent $1,000 on a US stock. Converting into USD cost me $3.68, and buying the stock cost me $2 USD, or $2.78 Canadian. So for a $1,000 investment, it cost me a total of $6.46. With Wealthsimple, the conversion fees alone would cost me $15, more than double. And that's just for $1,000. For larger sums, I would save even more money. I love my Canadian stocks, but don't neglect the US stock market. It's the largest economy in the world. It should be a staple of any investor. But if you use the wrong broker, US investing can be very expensive. That's why I like to use Moomoo. Those rock bottom conversion fees and low commission fees can save me a ton of money in the long run. Give them a shot and make sure you use my referral link below to get that $300 sign up bonus plus that extra $300 transfer bonus. And click here to watch my previous in-depth review of Moomoo and their super cool research tools. Thanks again to Moomoo for sponsoring this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of The Canadian in a T-Shirt. Bye guys.